Hey, what's going on? Back at it again. Listen, I've been talking about the EDC gear and gear that I use, and I've given you a tour of my EDC gear. I have a lot of updates that I want to show you. I've given you a tour of kind of my bug out gear and the essential bug out gear and kind of my trading gear, like my bartering kit for SHTF. I want to show you how I lay things out in my truck. You know, maybe to be useful for you, maybe it won't. Let's just take a quick look. One thing I want to note is that the way I keep things in my truck doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way you should keep it for your EDC vehicle. You know, everything's different. Everybody has different uses for stuff, you know, so it's not necessarily one go-to way to do things. So, but you know, might as well give you a quick little tour. 2015 GMC Sierra 1500. So first place I'm gonna start off, of course, is the door. So in my door itself, always keep the same thing. So, you know, for me, gotta smell good. So the actual cologne I use, I keep a spare here, quick little snack always in the door, baby oil for the daughter. But we're going inside the vehicle. So up in the visor itself, I like to keep a clip with a little flashlight, extra cord for my wife's phone. I use a Google phone and she uses an iPhone. Here is some emergency shears. They fold all the way out, and you can use these to cut, you know, a seat belt, you know, off yourself. And they also have on, these are they're made by Leatherman. They're called the Raptor Rescue shears. They also have here a specifically designed cutter. See if I can do this with one hand. Yeah, here we go. So this cutter here, you actually can apply this to a seat belt. You know, makes for easy cutting. You can cut the seat belt. You can also fold the shears back up, hold them in your hand, and you can use the glass breaker here as a stabbing mechanism. All right, so I primarily keep this area pretty empty. This is just full of masks. Of course, it's coronavirus, so full of lots of masks and a little bit of sunglasses and hand sanitizer. Always have water in here, even if it's room temperature. I don't care. It's just nice to have water in my cup holder. So in here, this company here is called Matador. They make a lot of different unique items. I like their products. This is a blanket. This can cover 2 people, unfold it, and 4 people can sit on it. We use this all the time. We keep this in here. We also have a nice little bench made. So, you know, so real nice just to have extra knives everywhere and have those available. I keep a multi-tool in here. So I have a Gerber Multi-Tool. I think I've had this thing for probably 10 years, maybe more. I don't know. Pretty reliable, a little multi-tool. These, you know, has everything you could think on a, you know, a ruler and screwdriver and all that other stuff. This is also made by Matador, same company that makes that blanket. This is a dry bag. So, you know, if you get wet, you know, step in something, you got wet socks or something like that. There's a bag in here. You can take it out, throw those wet items in there, keep them separate. You can throw them in your truck. Vice versa, if there's something you want to keep dry, you can throw it in here. And so if you're in the rain, you can walk around. You don't have to worry about getting that gear all wet, anything like that. So extra chargers, extra charger ports. Here, this is a Zippo lighter. Of course, you guys know, if you see my other channel, you know I like cigars. So there's a little lighter in here that I use just in case I'm somewhere and I need a lighter. And I bought this little case which can attach to a lot of different gear. It's obviously has a MOLLE system, so you can attach this to a lot of different gear that I have. I love Hero Clips. I don't know if you ever heard of this company here, but Hero Clips, they make great carabiners. They can hold up to 60 pounds. I have a few of these I keep just randomly throughout my truck. That these, you never know when you can use one of these. Here I keep an entire, you know, file set, and I know this is random, but all the times I'm sitting around waiting for my wife or whatever, and I find myself like, hey, you know, clip my kids' nails or whatever. Keep that in here. A little bit of gum. Never can't go wrong with gum. Here's one of these controllers, so I can control my phone via Bluetooth. Sometimes I want to take a photo with the whole family. We don't have anybody around. Set up the phone, take a picture with Bluetooth. So we transition a little bit. You know, I keep some wet wipes in here. I need to replace those. It's starting to go low. Some random CDs, even though my truck doesn't have a CD player anymore. I think we all have random stuff. So I keep a book in here so I can write down just in case I have some notes. You know, if I want to be able to write some notes down. So I keep pens and pencils down in this area as well. Keep an extra charger for my phone. I have a full IFAK or med kit in here, similar to the other med kits you've seen on my get home bag, bug out bag, you know, bug out essentials kit. I have just 4 or 5 of these things all over the place at all times. And I use this all the time, whether it be soccer games or we're at a park. You know, it's good to just have a med kit around. Keep a bag full of extra chargers, you know, so different devices that we use, a little power brick in here, USB to USB-C, USB Type-C to USB Type-C charger, micro USB charger. You saw the iPhone charger in the visor. I need to throw that back in here. I keep some safety goggles, so if I get stuck on the side of the road, or even if I'm going to someone's house and I need to do some work, these little flip out safety goggles, they're impact resistant. They can take a nail. They also have shielding on the side, which I really like. So keep some safety goggles in here just in case I have to do some work. The Survivors Handbook, you may have seen this in my Bug Out Essentials video. Keep some lotion in here. Kids are always dry. And those binoculars that, this is a part of my Bug Out Essentials. I keep this in here, 10 by 36 binoculars. Show you what I keep on the passenger side. So here's mounted up is my fire extinguisher. I keep that right under the passenger seat. So as you enter the vehicle, you can see my fire extinguisher here. There's nothing really up here, some freaking polish to write on windows, but I use this just in case like I have to bug out and I need to leave a message on my window. And you know, my vehicle does have tracking on it, so if my wife tracks my vehicle, I can write a message on my window, and then she would have she'll have a message of where I went. And here I keep some hand warmers, which are most of the time pretty useless, but these are just nice for my wife and kids like to use them. But try to keep the back as clean as possible. We just got back from the beach, so there's tons of sand and all that crap, but you know, it's important for me to have a trash can. So I got a little 3-gallon trash can. It's waterproof. Behind the trash can. So this is another Matador blanket. This one's smaller. So this one, if you lay it down, 2 people can lay on it and this can cover 1 person comfortably. Once again, really small, but it fits in your pocket. I love these things. They're awesome. I think I'm gonna keep that right here in the side of the trash can. It's a little bit more accessible. This is also made by Matador. This is a towel. And the thing I like about this is, you know, somebody gets wet. The other day we went to a kid's birthday party. We had no clue there was going to be like a slip and slide there. I was able to let my daughter get wet in the clothes that she was wearing, and she hopped back in the truck, dried off with a towel. So we always have a towel on standby. I keep an umbrella. You know, just never know when you're going to need an umbrella, especially for the wife. We go underneath my seat. So on top of my speakers here, I have my Machete. You've probably seen this on my Bug Out Essentials video, but you know, when we get to where we're going, or if we're camping, or if I'm hunting, sometimes there's a lot of overgrowth wherever the next place I'm going to or whatever. So it's just nice to have a machete in back here to clear brush or clear anything as I transition. Here I have another fixed blade knife by Gerber. This one here is it's more of an infantry style knife. Has a really nice fixed blade to it. It came out the box kind of dull. I had to sharpen it a little bit. It works pretty good. You know, one thing I like about it is that this side here can be used as a hammer, right? So if you leave it in its sheath, you can actually hit nails with this side. You can puncture plexiglass. So if you put it back in its sheath, you can puncture plexiglass, or you can puncture a window with this side. So it's a multi-function knife. It has a nice finger guard, right? So if you're using it for bushcrafting or whatever, any type of crafting, you have a nice finger guard. So it's really nice. I have this Fiskars Axe here. You've seen this before. This is similar to the one on my bug out bag from my family. I've used this actually used this quite a bit, whether I'm clearing brush or I've been at a buddy's house and we were trying to chop down some pecan wood to keep smoking some meat, and you know, it came in handy pretty nicely. So underneath my actual seat itself, I have a beanie that's always under there. I have a you know, a rain repellent type jacket just in case I have to get out my truck and do work in the weather. It's nice to have. I have a lighter hoodie that I can let my wife use or one of my kids use. All right, so first thing here, I have this is a solar charger, 28 watts, so it's enough wattage to charge, and it's a lot of different devices. You can charge your, you know, laptops with it, cell phones. As soon as you open this thing up, it immediately begins to receive a ability to charge different devices. Has a nice little bank here where you can plug up multiple devices in here. So I have an iPhone cord in here, and we use this all the time. It has a lot of sand on it. We were actually using this at the beach. I have a gallon bucket. So I keep a gallon bucket for several reasons. If I get stuck somewhere and I need to be able to transport water, or even like transport sticks or anything like that, it's just nice to have a gallon bucket. I've also used this as an emergency for like my dog. And I'm gonna be doing a video soon on my dog's bug out kit, dog's bug out gear. But and I could put water in here and make sure my dog has something to drink. Another Matador product, right? This is a Matador Duffel Bag. This thing is a 30-liter duffel bag. This thing, you know, folds out pretty big. Imagine this. I think my family of 4 bug out bag is 75 liters, which that thing is humongous. This thing is 30 liters. So if you travel somewhere, you're driving somewhere, we went to the beach this weekend. If you get more souvenirs than you anticipated, or you buy clothes you didn't anticipate, unfold this thing. Now you can carry that stuff without trying to buy extra luggage, which is always pretty sweet. Here is a pretty sweet stove. You know, goes together pretty easily. It's made of aluminum. It's made by Emberlight. And so you can put this together. That way you have a source to boil water. You know, I have a metal canteen cup, so if I need to boil water, of course I have the water filtration kit. But if I want to boil some, water as well, then I have the ability to do so with the stove. Tarps. I have a lot of tarps. This tarp hasn't been used yet. I have a tarp in my bug out kit, which I use all the time. I have another tarp in my bug out essentials kit, but you know, this tarp folds out and it has tie down. It has tent tie downs, so you can also put tent poles in it to kind of keep it anchored down. But it's just nice to have a tarp. If you're in different places, you can create shade. You know, you can have somewhere to sit. We used one of these on the beach this weekend. This thing was awesome. You can never have enough paracord. So of course I got paracord, unopened paracord that is open, but plenty of paracord just in case. This thing here is pretty sweet. This is a chair, but it's way smaller than those chairs you can buy like Academy or Dick's. It folds out pretty easy. It has a couple of attachments. So if you want to attach a carabiner or something like that to the side, or if you want to attach this to a bag, you can do that pretty easy. But you know, I got 2 of these. One, they both stay in my truck at all times. That way, if we go to a soccer game, or even if we go somewhere and I just didn't anticipate having to stand so long, got a chair I can pull out and use. All right, bag of ratchet straps and bungee cords. Got a little bit of electrical tape, you know, twine and rope, all that good stuff. All right, so we transition to the left side of the truck here. Just give you a quick look here. This is, you know, you've seen this before. This is kind of similar to the Laplander saws. This is just a nice saw to have to clear anything that may be on the road or any type of brush. This here can handle, or probably can handle tree branches or tree trunks up to 3 inches, no problem. I've used this many times before. Another fixed blade knife. This one's a K-bar. You've seen this on my Bug Out Essentials kit. It's just nice to have more than one fixed blade knife, just in case I need to use one as a weapon, or if I need to use one that's constantly tied to a stick, then I have one more that I can utilize. So I will probably tie this K-bar to a stick because it doesn't have as many abilities of that Gerber knife. That one can hammer, it has a, you know, glass breaker and all the other stuff. This one here is not as versatile, but it still has a really sharp blade. So I'll keep the K-bar as well in the truck. There's an emergency radio. See, it cuts right on. I don't know what that was, but you know, has a light on it. This is an old school radio. So this has been in my family probably for 15 years. So, you know, it has a light. You can wind it up on the side. This one stays in the truck versus the one that's in my bug out kit, because that one can be powered via solar. This can only be powered via hand crank, but it also can be powered with AA batteries. Remember I told you every flashlight I use and every device I use uses either AA or AAA batteries. No C&D batteries here. Everything, you know, so it has functionality and we can use it for different uses. Funnel, never know when you need a funnel. Going deeper into my underneath the seat here. This is the jump start kit you've seen before. You know, it has the, I think it's 30,000 milliamp hours. But you know, the jump starter has laptop cables. You can jump start your vehicle, jump start another vehicle, keep that in here. So underneath my seat itself, there's an ammo can. This ammo can is full of tons of stuff. I think I'll give you a tour of this ammo can. It's full of a lot of stuff that may be used at any given moment. But I keep that underneath the seat, passenger seat. So let me show you what I keep in my, you've seen my bartering kit video before. The other kit over here is my emergency kit and tools. Let me give you a quick breakdown of what I keep in that. If you want to see what's in my bartering kit, check out the video I'll link up. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Portable bartering kit, just in case SHTF, boom, boom, you can open this up, have a lot of stuff to barter. Before we crack open the kit, so this is what the back of my bed looks like. I have an empty gas can. You've seen this before, the Sure can. It's always strapped in and bungee corded. I keep it empty so just to keep the gas smell down. If I ever had to use that, if I ever have to use it, or if it gets utilized, then, you know, I'll replace it and get a new one because I hate gas smell. This is my get home bag. You've seen the get home bag video. If you don't want to have to concern yourself with, you know, putting together your own get home bag, I'm going to do a review of a few kits that you can purchase if you're willing to spend the money. This one's clipped here with a Hero clip. I've talked about this before. These are really reliable carabiners. These things here can hold up to 60 pounds. This case, I've said before, I've had this case for probably 10 years or so. So in my emergency kit, the entire right side of the kit is dedicated to vehicle recovery, and the left side of the kit is tools. So I've decided to go with the Matador pack-out system. They call it the Matador box. I think I might do a review on this. There's a lot of different pack-out systems: Milwaukee, DeWalt, Craftsman, Stanley Black & Decker. There's a lot of folks who make pack-out systems. I went Matador because they make the most wide-ranging pack-out system that has like the smallest width. I wanted something that could fit in this Pelican case versus other pack-out systems where it's not really available. So on the right side here is vehicle recovery items. I keep a cheaper set of 1/2-inch impact sockets, so I can use it with my impact driver that's in here. I can use it with breaker bars. This kit goes from 10 to 24 just to work with most lug nuts. So if I ever need to help somebody else out or help myself out, I know for a fact I'm good to go. My lug nuts are 21. You know, sometimes you have folks lug nuts are the 19 millimeter. So real cheap, got that on Amazon. I keep a set of real jumper cables in my truck. So of course I have the kit, which allows for me to use the little quick jumper. However, sometimes you just want to get traditional, so I can use these. I think I need to buy some new ones though, because they're starting to get a little bit of kind of suspect here. It's starting to come loose. I think I'm gonna buy some more. So if you got any good recommendations for jumper cables, I want them to at least be 12 feet. So let me know if you guys, what you think below. I have an additional e-tool here. I have the same exact e-tool. This is made by Gerber. It's a military grade e-tool. This tool is gonna be good if I need to dig out my tire, dig out someone else's tire, you know, put fresh dirt in front of my tire to try to help make grip if I'm stuck somewhere. It's good to have a shovel. I have 3 of these little triangle things. You ever seen these on the side of the road when somebody puts a little triangle devices so you don't get freaking mowed down by another vehicle? Keep 3 of these on the side as well. I keep the ability to plug my tires. So I have a full set in here. So if I get a nail or a screw in my tire, I have a needle nose that I can yank that screw or nail out. Then I'm able to punch in an additional plug my tire on the side of the road. You know, you guys know I have onboard air on this truck. One thing I will say, if you get a plug kit, A, practice with it. So if you can get a spare tire and put a nail in it and practice using it. B, whatever kit you use, make sure the actual inserter is made of metal. They make some of these that are like made of plastic, and those can break and stab your hand, and then you're gonna be using your med kit. So get a high quality plug kit. I keep a jack in my truck. This jack is it's not the best jack in the world, but you know, if this plus a piece of scrap wood I found on the side of the road or a brick, you know, I can use this to lift my vehicle. So, you know, this is gonna keep me out of a bind. I can also lift someone else's vehicle. In here is a few D-hooks and a bunch of recovery straps. I have snatch straps and recovery straps in here. They both have two different functions. These are tow straps, which is good for towing a vehicle. And then I have snatch straps, which are significantly bigger. And they actually are designed, they have a different the elasticity in snatch straps is different than tow straps. So that way, if I'm snatching, quote unquote snatching, it's less likely that I'm gonna snap these straps. Then I could hook this into the frame of my vehicle, frame of somebody else's vehicle, hook the straps up and pull somebody out. And of course, the last thing for my emergency side for vehicle, you've seen this before, my my bug out essentials kit, but the air compressor. So of course I have the air compressor on my truck that's constantly hooked up to my truck, but just in case that fails, you know, there has been times where I've went to use that air compressor and for some reason the compressor wasn't kicking on or the tanks were holding air. I have a backup system, and I can also squeeze some slime into my system if I don't have to create, you know, plug a hole, and I could just simply possibly throw some slime in there. I would prefer to go this route. All right, so this side, we talked about the Metabo, you know, the Metabo pack out system. I really enjoy their pack out system. I think it's pretty awesome. You know, if you're interested in a pack out system, if you're not sure which one to get, I can't recommend their system more. I think I'm gonna do a review on it. So this system here, so you've seen this on my bug out essentials video. This is my hammer drill, my impact driver, a couple batteries. These are 4 amp hour batteries, so these are gonna be lasting for a long time. Like I mentioned before in my other video, haven't charged these babies in, I don't know, it's been 6 months. I don't know if you can see that, but I mean, it's fully charged. And an angle grinder. So if I go to someone's house, I mean, I mostly use this thing if I go to someone's house, they need help mounting the TV. I have everything that's needed to, you know, help mount your TV or any of that type of crap. You may have seen in my EDC vehicle, my original EDC vehicle, my tools were in tool bags. I've since taken them out of those tool bags. They've transitioned to this Metabo system. As I mentioned before, the locking system allows me to just simply lock 2 of these boxes together. Now they're locked together. They can be taken in one system, or you can take it apart. This is just full of tools. So, you know, got a pair of gloves and a bunch of other tools. I don't know, I won't go through this entire thing unless you guys want me to show you what tools I keep in my vehicle. Some essentials, of course you need bits, and in order to drill holes or to take stuff off, you need actual drill bits and all that stuff. One thing I will say that I keep in this box, I got this from Last Line of Defense. That's kind of hard to dig out. I keep a lot of extra 10 millimeter, 13 millimeter, open end and box end wrenches. That way I can give these out to somebody. The most commonly used bolts on a vehicle, hands down, is 10 millimeter and 13 millimeter. So if you guys are interested to know what's in my tool kit, leave some comments below. If I get enough comments, I'll do a whole tour of what's in my the tools I keep in my vehicle. These tools are important for not only emergency purposes, but you know, for if I'm bugging out, these are going to be helpful as well if I need to create stuff. So the ammo can itself, some cheap ammo can I bought off Amazon. All right, so here, this is a you know, 48 ounce canteen. This kind of goes with my water filtration kit. If I need to walk to a creek or something like that, gather water, bring it back so I can use it in my water filtration. It's nice to have that. The emergency candle, you can't have too many of these. You've seen this. I have all these things all over the place. I have them in bug out kit, my get home bag, my bug out essentials. Emergency candles are great. They burn really long. This thing is awesome. You can see I just pulled it out. The light's already illuminating here. See if you can see that. This is a floating lantern, right? So you unclip this, pull this out. My kids love to play with this thing. And, you know, blow it up kind of like you blow up any of those other traditional toys. But so this thing's pretty sweet. And what it does is You know, it lets you know it's fully charged, ready to rock. It's kind of hard to see right now, but it is turned on, turned off, and it has different light settings. But, you know, sunlight's always free, and it's nice to have these at a campsite or whatever. So I keep a little floating lantern, and it's solar powered, so I don't have to worry about batteries or anything like that. It's not the most powerful light. I mean, it's really, you know, it's just a lantern. So it's a pretty extensive kit that I'm going through in here. Keep some fire starters, you know, similar to that gallon bucket that you saw. These are some little cups. So, you know, if I'm somewhere and I don't know, if I just need a little way to have little cups, or if I'm drinking water or Gatorade or whatever, it's just nice to have little cups with me as well. I got some emergency blankets. These things aren't, I mean, they're not the highest quality. They rip pretty easy, but they're good for more than that. You know, they can keep you warm. They can also reflect, you know, they can reflect heat away from you in hotter months. You can give these to people in an emergency scene. So it's not bad. Have a few flashlights in here. Keep flashlights with me at all times. Different power. Got a striker here. Use this with the fire starter. Part of my bug out essentials, you've seen this before, is my headlamp. This is a 300 lumen headlamp. It takes two AAA batteries. Once again, I told you all my flashlights and batteries, AA or AAA only. This is a nice little cool eating tool. So it's kind of a spork, and but it also has I think a 10 millimeter or an 8 millimeter and a 10 millimeter sockets on top. You know, this is a flathead screwdriver, technically, right here on the side, flathead screwdriver and a bottle opener. So, I mean, nice little unique eating tool to have with you. If I get that fire started, I don't want to freaking burn my face off blowing into the fire. So this is little blowers that I keep when I start a fire and I'm trying to blow on tinder. So I have some waterproof matches. These aren't my favorite matches in the world. The striker is on the outside, you know, but I mean, they work pretty good. You can fully submerge these in water and, you know, have some waterproof matches just in case you need them, just in case your striker's not working. Here, I have some of this emergency fire starter, like the gel stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen this stuff before. Matter of fact, I'll open this one. You simply expose a little bit. You know, you kind of break it up a little bit. You expose it, you can strike it, and you can burn this portion, put it under your tinder. It creates a nice big flame. The thing about this is you don't have to use this entire amount. So you can expose this, burn it, and then you can close it and use this for another day. So another little fire starting device. This is a part of my water filtration kit. You know, you saw the 48 ounce canteen. So this also has like a little canteen to it. You can hook this directly to it and you can drink directly from it, or you can kind of use it as a spigot. So here's a tiny survival guide. You've seen this in my Bug Out Essentials video. This stays in the ammo can at all time. It accompanies the larger survival guide book that I have. Nice little signal mirror, so just in case I need that. I have a compass in here. It's not as complex as the compass in my Get Home bag. That compass is a Lismatic compass, so I can throw an azimuth and kind of use a map. This one here is basically kind of just showing me, you know, north, south, east, and west, but it's still nice to have a compass. This is a very loud, this is a storm emergency whistle. A little bit louder than some of the emergency whistles that are attached to like generic Get Home bags or anything like that. It's proven that in an emergency situation, you use way less energy blowing a whistle than yelling. So keeping a whistle with you, and I mean, keep a cigar cutter. Kind of goes along with that that Zippo lighter you saw on the front. I like cigars. I have this moon awning. It attaches to the side of my truck. I can do a video showing you how this thing works, but it provides shade on one entire side of my truck. So this thing is made by this company called Moon. This is really designed for, you know, if you're at a campsite, if you're hanging out or whatever, you want to just have some instant shade. I mean, that's it. So what do you think about my EDC kit? What do you keep in your EDC vehicle kit? Where do you keep it? Like, is it going to be like located in areas that make sense for you? My vehicle kit is kind of broken down in primary, secondary, tertiary. So everything that you saw at the very beginning, where it was in the front seat and my sun visor, the armrest, that's a primary. I want to be able to grab that stuff pretty easy, make it convenient for me. Fire extinguisher, all that stuff is in a primary location. Secondary location is everything under that seat. So I got to move kids' car seats to get to it, but it's still pretty convenient. So it's like my secondary location. Tertiary is everything that's in the bed of my truck. Takes a little bit longer to get to it. So those are items that are not necessarily essential type items, you know. So how do you have your vehicle laid out? Do you just kind of have things everywhere? Is that something you might want to rethink? You know, just kind of wanted to give you a little thought of how I lay out my vehicle EDC. Very, very soon, I want you to keep your eyes out. I just made a purchase of a couple of kit bug out bags that you buy. They're kind of companion bug out bags, meaning they're built for two people. You know, they're a few $100s each. The big thing about these things is if you decide to buy them, it lays you down the opportunity where you don't necessarily have to make your own bug out kit if you don't have the time or if you don't have the patience to figure out how stuff works. It's a bug out kit in a box. Do a couple of reviews on those as well, see what you think about those. I'll show you a video or two in regards to the Matador box if you want to see that, how that pack out system works. And also that moon shade, show you how that thing gets thrown up and gets used. The other ideas I have is you know, the tool systems I use and 18 volt versus 12 volt and how that can help you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you get the little icon, you get the notification when I post. I'm trying to post weekly for you guys. Once again, as a reminder, if this is your first time here, primarily we talk about garage stuff, prep stuff. There's things that you can kind of do to keep yourself busy when you're in your garage. My garage is my man cave. It's my space where I create. I'm going to see y'all soon. Keep your eye out for more videos. We'll speak soon.